Alright, what up YouTube? Doomnyc here with another deck doctor. This one's for WindChargerPrime's Arcana Force. Yeah, you heard that right, Arcana Force. I was a little surprised when he asked me to do it, but I thought it'd be a lot of fun, so yeah, let's get started. First off, we got the world. This card's really good. You hit heads on this, then you can send two monsters you control to the graveyard, and your opponent has to skip their next turn. That's pretty broken. I'm surprised people haven't exploited this more, but yeah, it's a good effect. We got the Moon. It's a good card. 2800 attack, so it's a pretty big beat stick. Level 7, and the effect is, you hit heads, you get a token, but the token can actually be pretty good, so we'll get to that in a sec. The Temperance, I run 2 of these. He ran 3. It's fine at 3. I don't know. I think that there was just so many cards to include in the deck, and one of the main inconsistencies was that he ran the deck at 45 cards, and we had to get that down. So I got it down to 42, and one of the things I took out was one of these. This card's really good. You can discard it from the hand to make any battle damage you take this turn 0. So that's a pretty good effect, and you can use that during anybody's turn. So that's really good. This guy, the Chariot. The Chariot has actually a really nice effect because it's 1700 attack and defense first of all, so that's really good. And if you hit heads, any monster destroyed by battle, you can special summon it to your side of the field. Again, that's really good effect for this deck. The Lovers, I cut this down, only running it at 1. It works just fine. The effect to make this 2 tributes for an Arcana Force master is okay. 1600 attack's really good, but this deck's actually going to special summon quite a bit, so you won't really have to worry about tributing too much. The Emperor, just good to have. In case you think your opponent's set bottomless, you can summon this because he's 1400 attack, so he'll get under bottomless. And what's good is you summon it, it can't activate bottomless. Then if you flip heads on his attack on his card, he gains 500. Actually, all Arcana monsters gain 500 attacks, so he'll go from 14 to 19, and your opponent couldn't activate bottomless. So it's a pretty good effect. The Empress, I cut this down from 3 to 2. This card's really good. You hit heads on it, and when your opponent, you can special summon an Arcana Force from your hand, which is very good. But again, we don't really need to use this effect for special summoning, so just 2 of those is fine. Alright, you got your Stall, your 2 Arcana the Fool. This card's, good first turn. You just set it, they attack it, they flip it, they see it's this guy. This card's really bad against GBs and Blackwings, so if you're playing one of those, I would advise that you take this out. But it's really good for stalling and for tributing later on. Alright, he ran 2 Christias in the deck, but I did not want to put those in. I took them out because I think this deck special summons quite a bit, or at least it can. So I decided instead to run 1 Athena. You don't have to worry about tributing 2 for her because you can just use Valhalla, bring her on the field, and then you start doing effect damage to them. You bringing back monsters from the grave, and her effect brings back any fairy. All Arcanas are fairies, and even the world doesn't say it can't be special summoned, so you could actually special summon it with Athena, which is, in my opinion, really broken. So that's really good. You cannot run Valhalla without this. 2 Hecatrice. This is a must for the deck, and I'm surprised you didn't run it. This card's really good. Yeah, and it also thins out the deck, so it gets you Valhalla really fast. Of course, you're running Lights, so you gotta run Double Honest. That's just a staple. And instead of Plague Spreader, because Plague Spreader just to me didn't fit the deck. it didn't fit the type of deck it was, so I decided to run Hain Water, and Hain Water is just good for numerous things. It's good against effect damage, burn damage. It's also really good to use with Athena's effect, because this is in the graveyard. You can bring it back with Athena, and you can synchro right there for level 8, or just multiple things, you know, you can do with this card, tributing it off, a whole bunch of stuff. So Hain Water is really good. Alright, so that's 19 monsters. Let's go on to the spells. We got this card, you gotta run 3. It's unfortunate because late game it becomes really dead, especially if you have one on the field already, but it's a must for the deck, and especially important to draw this first turn. 3 Cup of Ace, and I don't run Pot of Duality in this deck. 1, because this deck special summons quite a bit. 2, when you get your Cup of Aces going, this is extremely important. I mean, how many decks have a 3-card draw power engine? And on top of that, you can play multiples of this in the same turn. So this to me works really, really good. And that's just a must. He runs 3 of those also. So yeah. 2 Valhallas. Again, you run Hecatrice for this card. You get this card, you can special summon pretty much anything from your hand. So this is a really good card, and especially good for quick synchros, because you can special summon one of your Arcana Force monsters, and then you can summon Hain Water and sync right there. Get Hain Water in the graveyard really quick. You got your staples, your 2 books, your Dark Hole, Monster Reborn. You got your 2 MSTs and your Trunade. Of course, you know, you need back row hate in this deck. And the MVP spell card, Mind Control. Now, Mind Control works really good because you can Mind Control their monster and use the World's Effect on it to send it, because the World's Effect doesn't tribute monsters. What it does is you just have to send 2 monsters. So you can't mind control a card and use Athena's effect because you have to tribute, but you can use this with the World's Effect. So that is like MVP right there. Then traps, 2 Reversal of Fate, and this in case you don't have second coin toss, or you know, you just flip a bad, you know, flip tails, you can chain this card and it automatically becomes heads. So that's, you know, a must for the deck. Then you need some type of protection, Mirror Force, 2 Solemn Warning just to negate summons, Solemn Judgment, you know, you gotta run Solemn, and Starlight Road. And to get the World's Effect to activate enough times, you're gonna have to have a lot of monsters. And this card will protect you from the Dark Holes and Mirror Forces and stuff like that, torrential tributes. So yeah, that's a must for the deck. Side deck is, you know, very generic. 2 Cybers, 2 Thunder Kings, Effect Veiler, Crow, Skullmeister, Duradark, you know, just the basic stuff I run. Warrior Elimination for 6 amps, Nobleman. This is really good for the deck. 2 creature swap. You bring back Hain Water, you can creature swap it, and with their monster, that's really good. Shield and Sword. It's a tech choice for the side deck. It's all Arcana Force monsters have the same attack and defense. So by playing this card, your monsters are not affected at all, whereas your opponent's monsters take a huge hit. So really good card, really old school card. And last, 2 Dark Bribes, because you might need some negation, especially if you need to keep your Valhallas and your second coin toss on the field. Synchros, Formula Synchron, and you can get this with what's this guy's name? This guy, the Moon. The Moon special summons a level 1 token, and with Hain Water, you can get Formula Synchron. So, Armory Arm, Catastor, Android, because because you just want to run as many lights as you can. Bryonic and Goyle, staple level 6s. Black Rose, Ancient Fairy, again another light. Chimera Tech, Colossal, Light End, this is level 8 light monster. Scrap Dragon, 2 Stardust, and 1 Shooting Star, because it is possible. So that is the fix and the deck. I hope WindCharger Prime, I hope this helps you out, change your deck a little bit. Just make sure you know that when Lost Sanctuary, that structure that comes out, it's going to have lots and lots of fairy support, and I think a lot of people are going to start playing fairies, so the deck will be even better when that comes out. Anyone else who send me deck doctors, be sure to know that I am working on them, so I'll try to get those out for you as soon as I can. So yeah, please rate, comment down below, and of course subscribe. And until next time, YouTube, peace.